It's quick thoughts here at Wisdom for the Church, a few thoughts to remind you of God's truth that should be helpful for your life. Here we go. Here are 5 truths about abortion. Number 1, children in the womb, infants in the womb, are made in the image of God. Listen to what Psalm 139 states. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. God considers a person in the womb to be an image bearer that he is actively forming in a woman's body. So they are not just matter, they are a person in God's eyes, the only eyes that count. Number 2, because of this fact, abortion is in fact murder, breaking one of the 10 commandments, thou shalt not murder. And the death penalty was the penalty for murder back in Old Testament times, a serious offense to God. Number 3, abortion preys on women. Abortion preys on women. It does not mean that women, in sort of the premeditated sense, are victims, but they are much in the position of Eve was in the garden. Think about it. What is abortion, that is child sacrifice, sold as today to modern women? It is sold as liberation, freedom from the shackles of childbearing and a domestic life. What was the fruit in the Garden of Eden, the forbidden fruit, promised to Eve by the serpent as? It was, to some degree, promised as liberation. You will be wise like God. You're being freed from the state that you're in into a better sort of state. It's the same playbook. It is the evil one using evil means and evil people to prey on women, using what is some of their best instincts against them. Terrible. Number 4, abortion thrives due to the failure of men. Abortion thrives due to the failure of men. It is the failure of men to recognize evil and stand up against it as the generally stronger of the two sexes, the stronger vessel, as scripture would state it. Think about Adam in the Garden of Eden. Adam was around and yet did nothing to protect his wife from the evil that the serpent was tempting her with, and that was a big problem. Abortion would end today if there were more strong men in our society that were godly and said no. Number 5, abortion is horrible, but it is not an unforgivable sin. God saves, through Christ, all sorts of people, and this includes some of the worst sinners possible. The Apostle Paul was an accessory to murder in his day before the blinding light of Christ changed him and he became the greatest missionary ever known. David arranged a murder of a man in the Old Testament, and yet he confessed and repented eventually and was in a right standing with God. Abortion, like other sins, is forgivable by the bloodshed of Christ. Thank you